Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It's that time of year to talk about everything that I've picked up from January to March and give you guys my top 10 action figures of 2021 for the first quarter of this year. With a few exceptions here and there, I have the Todd McFarlane Spawn figure from the Kickstarter. I haven't opened it yet. I'm still also in the hunt for the DC Multiverse John Stewart comic book Green Lantern figure. I really want that, but I just haven't been able to, do some dedicated hunting. I actually just got a new job. But what you see here is basically what you get, and you guys know the rules as follows. I've basically taken direct inspiration from Dan Larson, producer Greg, and the rest of the people over at Toy Galaxy for my series. So I'm going to pull these out one by one, talk about them, talk about what I like, what certain things are deal breakers for me in terms of defining the top 10. And it just really feels like it's been so long, even though just last month I released my top 10 favorite action figures in the culture set. And I'll leave the link in the description. If you guys haven't checked that video out, I'd really appreciate it if you did. I'd also really appreciate it if you gave this video a like, you left a comment, and you shared the video if you really like this content, because I really enjoy making it, and I'm really like the little community that we guys got going on here where I can just, chill out and talk about my hobby with you guys for however long, even though sometimes I ramble a lot, like I'm doing right now. It's been a long year. But yeah, you guys, we got some really good stuff here, and I really don't feel like wasting any much more time. So let's go ahead and start with the first figure that I actually picked up this year. This is the gold label Todd McFarlane Batman, and I just really wasn't that impressed with this, if I'm being completely honest. I thought that there was going to be something more here for me personally in terms of an aesthetic, and it just really didn't. I just personally missed the mark in terms of what Todd wanted to do with this and who this is really for. I just don't really see this for anybody being necessary unless you're like the dedicated Batman completionist. But it does have some redeeming qualities. I mean, once again, like McFarlane is leading the charge in terms of, bill quality on his figures. I haven't had a single QC issue with any McFarlane figure that I can think of in the last 2 years of picking their stuff up. But yeah, I mean, it's not bad by any means. It's just not for me. So it is an easy out. And also, like I said with the rules, if stuff is made in the same series, like for example Marvel Legends, they have to be released in different waves. So for example, I'm going to pull Prowler and keep this Marvel Legends Miles Morales figure in, because I mean, in terms of these were the only two that I picked up in this wave. I wasn't really invested in Stiltman. I mean, I really feel like it should have been SPDR or Penny Parker as the Build-A-Figure for this wave, but I mean, I'm assuming that there's probably going to be a deluxe release for the rest of the team down the road, and if that is so, then I'll pick the rest of them up. But Prowler honestly was a little bit of a disappointment, and I really feel like they shortchanged him in terms of not giving him an alternate head like they did with Miles. I just, really like the head sculpt of the Miles Morales head sculpt. That's why I have it on him. But, I mean, it's not a bad figure by any means. I just really wish that it could do more with its articulation. And the fact that the arms are just V'd out to the sides like that, it's got to do a better job than that. So that's why Prowler's got to go. Okay. Who's next? It's an excellent question. And now you guys know me, and you know how much I love NECA's Ninja Turtle line. And the fact that we're getting deep cut characters like Vernon, the sleazy cameraman who's always trying to one up April O'Neil, is honestly hilarious and amazing to me all at the same time. But in regards to this figure, as you can see, I have his swappable parts on just because I just thought it. I just really like this. It's just kind of funny to me. But like, yeah, I mean, great sculpted detail, great line work. But I mean, it's not. Is like these aren't characters that I aren't really have that deep of an investment in. I'm pretty much gonna complete this line as far as getting every character that isn't a repeat. But yeah, I mean, like it's a great figure to have, and I would always recommend NECA's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line, all of them, comic, arcade, even though I don't really collect arcade, and this is like and cartoon and movie. But yeah, Vern is a pretty good one, all things considered. Same goes for the Rat King. I just really don't have that type of a connection to these characters. And you're also going to see the same type of sentiment for the Super 7 figures in the back as well. Don't worry, they're going to get their day too. I have a few words for them. But yeah, Rat King is fine. I know some people were having some issues with the crotch area. I haven't had anything too monumentally deal breaking for me on this. It's just not really my cup of tea, but it's necessary because it's Ninja Turtles. Agent Peely's out as well. A banana in a suit. Yeah, no, and I mean, the whole deal with Jazzwares versus Hasbro and these Fortnite figures, I find like everybody just went crazy for these. It seems like, and I like, you know what? Fine, I want to get on the fun too, see what these are all about. And just when I finally started getting invested in the the wackier Jazzwares characters, mainly all the food guys, it's just like all of a sudden, oh, they don't have the license anymore. It's going to Hasbro and restarting everything. And like, yeah, I'm not picking up that Snake Eyes. I'm not doing, and it's just like they've set up 2 pre-orders for like 2 $40 deluxe figures, and it's just like, what's going on with that? But I digress. That has nothing to do with the figure that's actually in my hand. But like, yeah, just like I just wasn't really a fan of the build quality. I was hoping to get a little bit more articulation out of this, just because, and I don't really know why, because it's a banana man in a suit. But I was hoping to have a little bit more fun with this, and the fact that this gun is molded in instead of being removable is also a pretty big letdown for me. But yeah, I got some more uses of stuff out of this. That's going to also be on my TikTok. So you guys should also make sure that you're following me on all of my social media. At Johnson is Lovely. Just a heads up about that. Who else? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's already been pulled. I know that 8 have to go. So let's talk about these Super 7 Ninja Turtle figures. I think that this is a prime example of when nostalgia is not necessarily to something's benefit. Now, I'm just going to say it. The vintage toys are great. They're first, and without them, Ninja Turtles would not be the powerhouse that it is today. But that being said, the designs aren't anything fantastic. And there goes my phone ringing. Thought this was on Do Not Disturb. Oh my goodness. We're doing great. We're doing it live. But back to Shredder. I mean, in terms of a quality of a toy in its design, that original vintage Shredder, I'm just going to say it. It's not good. It's memorable and it's nostalgic, but it wasn't that great to begin with. So translating it into this super ripped actual man who's shirtless, it's kind of it's uncanny valley territory for me, and it just really wasn't my cup of tea. And as for Leonardo, I don't know I don't know if it's because it's the Turtles, so they're expecting obviously more of them to be made, so they're mass produced. But it's the same issue that I had with Raphael: floppy joints, and just accessories that are fine for what they are, but it's just like that it's just kind of inflating the price, and it's just like for one of these where I'm $10 off for getting two NECA figures that I honestly prefer in terms of what's being given, and I just feel like it's a better value. I will admit though that the alternate head sculpt on these, which is what I have on this one right now, is pretty fantastic, and I mean it's got some really good paint except for this little speck. I don't know if you can see that because the camera's not really focusing, but I got like this little dot here that was missed on one of the katanas. So I mean I got to be nitpicky here when we're just like trying to talk about the 10 best so far, and so that's why he's out, meaning that Bebop will be the likely Super 7 representer in this video, because I mean this thing in terms of quality and value, literally just take everything about Leonardo and apply the opposite to it. This thing is a beast, and I absolutely love him. He's an absolute unit. So yeah, how many do I got left here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, yay, only one more to go. Easy pick because he's right here in front of me. Baxter's out just because it doesn't feel right keeping one of the two in the 2-pack, because I mean if it was like Toka and Raza or Bebop and Rocksteady, I would just count them as one, but NECA just really needed to, you know, keep one in the box. This guy is so freaking cute, man. But I really like the Krang figure, and that Splinter figure is pretty amazing to me as well. But yeah, like another fantastic release. There's not too much else to say about that. And I know some of you are probably with white bubbling hot rage about the fact that Jar Jar Binks is part of my top 10 list. And let me just tell you now, I don't care. Shout outs to Ahmed Bess. Wherever he is, I hope he's happy and he's doing well in life, because Star Wars fans, y'all some bullies. And there's no really other way to describe it. And a figure that, when the more I thought about it, the more I realized was more than likely going to make this list, was one of the ones that surprised me with how much fun I was going to end up having it with this WWE Titus O'Neil figure. Good job, Miles. 2021 is the year of figures with no feet, man. And it's just like, come on, you guys. Work with me. Please work with me. But yeah, Titus O'Neil is a lot of fun. I've gotten him into some pretty wacky poses, and it's just like, I see, like, I get it in terms of wrestling figures, they're just not really for me, but the head portrait on this Titus O'Neil figure I felt was really amazing and was too good to pass up for the culture set, plugging that collection in that video one more time. So yeah, he's a good representer. I don't know if he's going to, you know, end up being like the year's mascot or anything. But for now, we've been having a lot of fun with him. Obsidian Surfer is also really freaking cool. For those of you who don't know, I consider myself a decent enough Fantastic Four fan. I'm just going to move Miles out of the way here and try and get his board out of his face on camera. There we go. But yeah, I mean, would have been better if I could have, you know, gotten my hands on a original Walgreens Silver Surfer. Yes, would I have preferred if this one had, you know, some brighter silver paint on it? Yes, but it's still a great figure as far as I'm concerned in terms of what I want out of a Silver Surfer. So Obsidian Surfer is fine for me and fine for now in this collection. And I'm more so anticipating and being really excited about potentially finally getting the Future Foundation. And if Hasbro watches every single thing that mentions its name Hasbro, please use that retro Spider-Man buck for a Future Foundation Spider-Man / Peter Parker figure. And that just might be my number one for the year. So Titus, Obsidian Surfer. Let's go ahead and just we'll do Prowl next. I was actually really impressed. I didn't know that Cyberverse was going to, you know, keep doing deluxe figures. There was no announcement for them. I didn't see anything. I just walked in and saw this in Target one day, and I was just like, holy cow. This is like Soundwave, and I can't remember who the third one was. But yeah, Prowl if for those of you unfamiliar, is my favorite Autobot. So I was really happy to see him join the ranks and get the Cyberverse Deluxe treatment, because those figures, I have a soft spot for them. For what they are, they're nice, and somehow the quality on them is better than most Studio Series and War for Cybertron figures. So whoever's on the Cyberverse team, I hope you guys get a raise, because I can't speak highly of you enough. Jar Jar, you'll round out the bottom four. And Miles, you're at number 6. Splinter can kick off the top 5. Just in terms of everything that was in the box for that Splinter and Baxter Stockman set, like absolute value, fantastic stuff, man. And surprising probably a lot of people, a NECA Ninja Turtle figure will not be taking the number 1 spot. I'm going to put Krang next at number 4. And yeah, like I said, I mean, in terms of the quality, this Bebop figure is a cut above the rest. Let's not lose Red Hood in the back over here, because, I mean, in terms of a $20 articulated figure, I'd say Todd and the boys is like a back over at McFarlane. They put their foot in this one, man. Like, I just got the DC Essentials figure of Red Hood less than 2 years ago, and I already have a superior replacement for it. It's almost unfair to a certain degree. So, Red Hood. And we need to go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room, because Great Scott, NECA knocked it out of the park with this Back to the Future Doc Brown figure, man. I love Back to the Future. It's one of my favorite films of all time. And just the fact that they did it so much justice to Christopher Lloyd and his character. Because, I mean, and I honestly probably would have, if this figure would have made it into 2020, would have grouped it with the Marty McFly and put it on my definitive top 10 for the year then. Because the thing about Back to the Future is the fact that Back to the Future works because you believe in Doc and Marty's friendship, and the fact that Marty is willing to risk everything in his own life to save his best friend. And I just feel like that's a beautiful message to convey and deliver to people. And so just like, you know, having a part of that magic in action figure form, it warrants Doc Brown taking the number 1 spot for right now. So let's go ahead and count them all down. Number 10, we have the WWE Royal Rumble Titus O'Neil figure. Number 9, the Marvel Legends Obsidian Surfer. Number 8, the Transformers Cyberverse Deluxe Class Prowl. Number 7, Star Wars Black Series Deluxe Jar Jar Binks. Number 6, Miles Morales Into the Spider-Verse Hasbro Marvel Legends. Number 5, the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon Splinter. Number 4, Krang in his android body, NECA. Number 3, the DC Multiverse Red Hood. Number 2, the Super 7 Ninja Turtles Bebop figure. And number 1, the NECA Back to the Future Doc Brown. Once again, thank you guys so much for, you know, indulging me and letting me talk about action figures for a little bit with you. I got a lot more stuff planned. I just got to find the time to do it now that I got this new job. But like I said, if you like this video, leave a comment, give it a like, share it. If you don't, hit the dislike. I don't really care, because this is what I love doing. And thank you guys so much for rocking with me. Here's to another great year of action figure collecting, and, you know, just good vibes all around, man. Things are looking up, and I'm happy to share it with you.